I remember what you just said, that life has a strange ways of giving you gifts through nightmares.
Yeah.
And I remember last year this time I went through one of the hardest times of my life. I lost everything. I'm not going to get into details about it, but I was down and out more than I ever been in my life, and pretty much lost everything. And I remember watching one of your videos, and you said something like, "You are the imagination of yourself."
Yeah.
I remember hearing that,
Really exciting.
and it hit me. And I remember you talking about that and explaining that, and I just started feeling better. And I said, I'm not going to feel sorry for myself anymore. I'm not going to be down and out. I'm not going to give up, and which I was very close to just giving up. And that energy, these ideas are so important to share with people, because so many people out there are so down and out about this information. They're so depressed. They go down a deep rabbit hole. They go down a deep negative path. How do you recommend people get out of that hole and start being proactive?
Well, because there's a couple of things really. One is the glass half full or half empty? You can come across this information and go, oh my God. Or you can come across the information and go, yes, I'm being empowered by now understanding how the game's played, and now I know I can do something about it. Because without knowing what's happening, you're just a pawn in a game you don't even know the game's being played. So, surely we should see this information as a positive thing, because now we have more and more tools to understand what's happening, therefore what we can do about it. And in terms of creating your own reality, one of the great ways when I look at the system, and I look at these families, and I look at the establishment, the authorities, and people think they're powerful. But when you look at it, the power that they have is our power, which we give to them, and they recycle back against us. When there's 7 billion people in the target population, and there's probably at the core, right at the very core, not too many that would fill this little sandwich shop at the very core. I see a way out of this. And what they do is manipulate people to give their power away. And one of the things that I do here, no one will, least defend politicians than me, but I do see people constantly, when something happens in the world, it's not right, what are the politicians going to do about it? Well, if you're going to say what are the politicians going to do about it, then don't complain when they take the power you just handed to them and recycle it against you in ways you don't like. What am I going to do about it? And I see people giving their power away all the time, like, it's your fault, you're to blame for this. And once you do that, you're to blame, it's your fault, it's these circumstances, you're saying, I'm not in control of my life. He is, she is, that is. I see it all the time. And people are very loath to take responsibility for things that are happening to them, because they rather think that it's someone else's fault, therefore it's not their responsibility, and they're just a victim of circumstance. When if we say, I don't like what's happening, I don't like this person's coming, I don't like this circumstance, but I created it, and therefore I can uncreate it. I'm the one in control of my life. You're taking your power back, because it's a simple kind of thing in basic electromagnetic physics, if you like, that we're all generating an electromagnetic field. Some people call it the auric field. Technology can measure this now. And the nature of that electromagnetic field, its vibrational state and the information fields within it, are generated by our sense of self, our attitudes, the way we perceive self and life. And therefore, as that magnetic field goes out, what I call vibrational magnetism, it draws towards it other magnetic fields, which we call people, places, ways of life, experiences, things that work or things that don't work, locations. And therefore, when we kind of understand that, and we look at the nature of the life that we've drawn in, and the people we've drawn in, and the experiences we've drawn in, then at any point we can change that by changing ourselves. When people say, I changed my attitude and my life changed. Well, yes, you change your attitude, and therefore your electromagnetic field, which is drawing in fields that sync with it, changed. So now, that stuff that you didn't like in your life, you're not electromagnetically connected with that anymore. So it's gone out of your life. Yeah, that person just disappeared. I don't know what happened to her. And other people come in other circumstances. And now suddenly, opportunities are coming in where there were none there. It's all down to us. We're in control. And collectively, what humanity has done, for no human history, and we've been manipulated to do it, yes, but we still have the choice. We've been giving our power away to authority, to deities, to priests, to politicians, to royalty, to the boss. We're giving it away all the time. And what happens when you give your power away to other people is you tend to have other people controlling your life because you give them control over your life. And in the end, the revolution that will transform this prison into the paradise it once was and will be again, it's a revolution of perception. Because as we change our perception of self and our perception of the world, so what we put out and therefore draw in changes. And so when we start realizing that we have power, that we have the power, we take responsibility for our lives, we have the power to create a reality. Because through this process of the electromagnetic field, the manipulators are creating our reality, because by programming our sense of self and our sense perception of the world, they are creating an electromagnetic expression of that by us taking on that program, and therefore they are creating our reality. The revolution is to stop having the program dictate our reality and thus our experience of reality, and start creating our own. And that means moving from little me, I have no power, and to looking for someone to blame for anything that happens in our lives, and realize that from today, I'm going to create a different reality. And by changing ourselves, we change the world. And collectively, we change ourselves. Collectively, the world must change. Because what is the world? It is an expression of the combined attitudes of billions and billions of people. If we're kind to each other, we live in a world of kindness. If we're unpleasant to each other, we live in a world that's unpleasant. We are the world. And what's been happening is we've been manipulated in our attitudes, so we collectively create a world and from the attitudes and giving the power away that allows this tiny cabal to dictate the lives of billions. And we are in control. We need to understand it, because if we don't, nothing's going to change.